In this tutorial, we will do this section right here, the search bar and the slider. So first of all, we will do the search bar from here. So let us go to our home page, and this is the row that we have done, which is this row right here. Now, under that row, we will have more content. Now, if you think about this, this is one row, but when you have more row on top of each other, that means those rows are inside a column, right? Think about this. One row, another row, another row. So they are in a column. So that means what we can do, we have this row, we can wrap this in a column, and under this row, which is this one right here, under this row, we will have a search bar. So I am making a comment so we can easily find our codes inside the hundreds of lines of code. It is easier to find your desired code if you comment. So I will comment it like this. And this is the top section. I will name it simply top section. Okay. So under here, we will have the search bar. To have the search bar, we can take a text form widget, right? It's called text form field. And the text form field takes a controller. We won't assign any controller at this point because we don't need it right now. If we hit save right now, what will happen? Let's see. By default, we have a text form field, but it doesn't look like ours. So we have to modify the default styling and make it look like our design right here. So how can we do that? To style the text form field, there is parameter called style, and we can pass the styling for the text widget inside this. But let us do the decoration for the input field first, not the text inside that. To do that, simply type decoration and input decoration. And inside the input decoration, we can do styling for that input field itself. To pass a hint text, I can do it this way. Say search, hit save. You will see the hint text right here. And if I want to modify the border, I can simply do that. Enable border. Outline input border, and in this outline input border, I can pass the border value. So the border side is going to be border side, and I can pass any color for the border I like. So if I pass colors.red just to see how it looks, and hit save. Let me restart this, and you can see we have a red border. Okay. So in our screenshot, we can see we don't have any border in our input field. So what we can do, we can say colors.transparent, so it doesn't show any border at all. So hit save, and we don't have any border, but we do have a gray background, right? So let us use fill color colors.gray, and it is not showing any fill color right now. That is because you need to say fill to true, and then it will take the fill color. But this is too much gray, so let us pick the color from our Figma. Select the input field, double click on it until it is selected, and it shows the color of that frame. Now, I believe this is the gray color that we are looking for. So simply copy this. Instead of using colors.gray, we will use a custom color, and you already know how to use hex code 0xFF and then your color code. Hit save, and we are getting just a little color which is not enough to see, and that is because we forgot to do something else, which is the background color of our page is white. We didn't put any white, so by default Flutter uses slightly gray background, and that's why we cannot see the gray of our input field. So to make the page white color, we have to go to the scaffold and then use the background color to colors.white. We can do it this way. Hit save, and now you can see the gray color, although it's a little hard to see, but it is what our design looks like. So yeah, we are doing the right thing. Always remember, your job is to follow what the UI designer did, and let the designers worry about the design. You simply follow what they designed. Anyway, so our input field has margin on the top. So let us put a margin on top of the search bar. Now there is another way to put spacing. I can simply wrap this in a container and put margin on top, or I can use sized box and give it a height, and if I hit save, there will be 20 spacing on top of that text field right here. And as you can see, there is a spacing. Now, if we look at our design, there is an icon right here. So we have to use that as well. We can go to our Figma, double click on the icon, and when it is selected, export it as SVG. This is the icon that we have just downloaded. And now we have to use this search.svg in our text form field. Now we can do that easily. Inside the decoration, we can use suffix icon. So if you want to use icon at the end, it is called suffix icon. If you want to use icon at the beginning, right here, it is called prefix icon. We want to use suffix icon, so we can simply say suffix icon is svg picture dot asset, and the location of that svg is assets /svg / source.svg. It is showing an error saying this is not a const. That means we have to remove the const from here. And if I hit save right now, there will be an icon, but it is too big, so we can make it smaller. Change the height of this to 13 maybe. Okay. Now, as you can see, I have given it a height, but it is not changing the value. Even if I make it more smaller, it won't change. And in situation like this, what you have to do, it is taking the height of its parent. That's why it is always big, no matter how much height I give it. So in this situation, what we have to do, we have to wrap it in a row or column, both will work. Save it, and there it is. Now, because I used a row, it took the whole input field, right? So let us use column instead and see what happens. Okay, we have it right here. And let us increase the size. And we have to put it in the middle. So if we use main axis alignment dot center, let's see if it is working. Yes, it is working. That's good. And let me restart and see what the output looks like. Okay, it looks pretty similar to our design, right? Okay. Now, when I click on the input field, there is a border. We can also remove it if we want. So when I said enable border and I gave it a color, colors.transparent, similarly, I can also use focused border and I can put transparent color as well. So I'm not going to do that for now. For now, I am happy with this design. Let's put more spacing right here. Okay, that's a lot better. Now, there is a black icon black background right here. We can also change it, which we will do in future tutorials.